Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cinema Shakedown, the weekly podcast that functions as a grab bag for all things film. I am your host today, Jordan Dennis.
And I'm the other host, Dylan Miller, a.k.a.
Kyle.
Kyle.
You had a good one, too, and now you just, you just choked in the moment.
Do we want to go again?
No, we're not doing that for a third time.
Cool. Kyle, you're looking a little different today.
Yeah, I decided to try brown face.
Yeah.
I'm doing a demo test for Halloween.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
No,
let me know what you guys think.
I think this is going to go over really well with our audience. I think this change has been needed for a long time.
We'll put up a poll. Let us know which Kyle you prefer.
And we'll fight to the death. He's just chained up in the bathroom back behind us.
If you hear any muffled screaming, that's just that's
Kyle.
white Kyle.
Kyle, in all reality, got diagnosed with a terminal illness, so we've decided to have a famous celebrity guest on, Harsh.
Harsh, how you doing?
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, biggest
man.
friend of the show, some might say.
Real shit.
I listen to every single episode, every single minute. I
He's
love
one
the
of our
show.
stalker fans.
Mhm.
Yes, extremely.
He's who we do this for.
No, I'm super happy to be back on the new and improved Cinema Shakedown.
Some would say
Yeah.
an argument could be made.
Yeah.
Allegedly, for sure. Oh man. Well, I ask again, man. How you been? How you living? How's life treating you?
You know that scene in SpongeBob when the guy's just like going to work? It's like, come into bed, honey. Yes, dear. That's kind of where I'm at, but you know,
Okay.
making it work.
Word, living the dream.
Yeah,
I felt that, man. The grind don't stop. Gotta get that bread. Gotta enter that grind set mentality.
I've never hated taxes as much as I do now since I'm working.
Yeah.
It makes me wanna,
You don't have to do them, dude. You don't have to do taxes.
Dude, if they got Wesley Snipes for not doing no offense, but
Taxes are a mindset, dude. It's simply toxic masculinity from the government.
Yeah, you know what?
Fuck taxes.
I don't believe in the government.
Yeah,
Dude,
Not that
that's what's up, dude.
Not like I don't have confidence in them. Like, no, I just don't think they exist. Have you ever met the government?
No. We weren't allowed to talk about it with Kyle here, but, our government's showing us.
Oh, yeah.
Our government's really running amok. Although, you know what? It probably wasn't our government because if it was the government involved, they wouldn't have missed.
Real shit.
They take care of shit.
I almost really wanted to fake a Jack Black there and get really actually like pretend to be really fucking just I would have I feel the call to irreversibly ruin the vibe in almost any social situation.
Oh, that makes two of us, dude. Typically, this is where Kyle would ask, how you guys doing? And last night, I went on a bit of a tear, bar hopping. This is why I drink alone. Cinema Shakedown encourages drinking alone by yourself. Don't make a fool out of yourself.
What did I say? Yes, I said he drinks like a Paul Schrader character. He's hunched over a dimly lit desk, writing into his diary over exactly 12 bottles of scotch.
Yeah, just different glasses.
Yeah.
Instead of reading.
Holy shit. Anyway.
So, Twister?
Let's get into the main topic. Oh yeah, this is a movie podcast. Cool.
Yeah. Aspiring transvestite tornado wrangler was going to be my introduction, but the fame got to me, dude. The audience.
Choked in the moment. You pulled a B rabbit, dude. That means you gotta come through with something really good in the finale here. You gotta spit balls and heat up that microphone.
Cheers to that.
So this weekend, we saw the release of the new Twisters, the sequel to the 1996
Yes,
correct.
disaster
Off the dome.
movie. Off the fucking dome!
Goddamn genius.
I'm like the LeBron of
He's goddamn proud of you.
reviewing movies. 1996 disaster movie shot by Jan de Bont. But directed by and shot by Jan de Bont. I happened to stumble on a TikTok today about the production of Twisters, and I actually learned that it went through 3 cinematographers.
Really?
Apparently the production was so stressed. Jan de Bont pushed a lighting technician.
For Twister or Twister?
Twister, the first one. We're talking about the first Twister.
Cool. Yeah.
But long story short, he pushed that lighting technician over, and then the cinematographer and his crew walked off set.
He said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself.
He basically he felt it and he chased it. All right.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the first Twister. Obviously, we'll do spoiler-free for Twisters and then get into spoilers. What do you guys think about the first Twister?
So beautiful to have a structure-free episode.
Isn't it just? We can just riff. We can just riff, guys. We can be bad.
We're boys.
Before we get into like the story and like the emotion, the characters of Twister, I want to say on a technical level, this is gonna be a hot take, half joking, half not. Technology should have stopped with Twister.
You think so?
With like film technology, the way this movie looks, perfect.
Yeah.
It has that warm quality to it. It has that grain. It's just something about it. Even the night scenes are like, you can see what's happening. You take a movie today and
be underlit.
You don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm sorry to bag on this movie. I mean, actually, I'm not sorry. Maxine.
No, we are not fans of Maxine on the Cinema
in
Shakedown
the theater.
podcast.
A 2023 production, I'm assuming. There's a whole ass night scene. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I can't see shit.
Harsh, is there a plot you want to give for the 1996 Twister?
Yes.
Before we continue these hot, spicy takes.
I can't give character names. I probably could if I'm looking, but I'm just gonna.
Actors.
So, Bill Paxton plays Johnny Twister.
Yes, and he is looking to.
And Helen Hunt plays Sally Twister. Like, that's
Bill Paxton plays the lead character, and him and his fiance are going back to their hometown because he's trying to get his ex-wife to file the papers for his divorce because they were both tornado chasers in the past, but they grew apart.
And he's like a stuffy like weatherman now. Is
Something
that like the deal? Like he works out like an office.
He's a pretentious artist.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. No,
he's in the Twister world.
And he comes back home. And he comes back home, and his old group of tornado chasers kind of like embrace him. They kind of like, hey, come back for one last one. He's like, no, I'm done. But the energy kind of gets to him, and the chase gets to him, and him and a rival group of tornado chasers are going after the big storm, and they're trying to find data to prevent or potentially predict when a tornado will happen so they can save lives and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
who cares?
yeah.
This movie is fucking. Oh, sorry. You guys go ahead.
Beautifully said, dude. I want you to go. You're the Twister advocate.
I will say I think you undoubtedly like this movie the most out of everyone in this room.
Really? Okay, I love this movie. This movie knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to be more. It's not trying to be less. It just is. It's a silly, fun disaster movie with good characters, good emotions. That's all we need.
Same director that did Speed. Not to go you off, Jordan. Same director that did Speed.
And I was gonna say this was produced by Amblin. And I think this movie is really helped by kind of having that Spielbergian kind of like whimsy.
It's like a youthful energy.
Yeah, it's got like it's definitely got like a charm to it that I think definitely like helps you get invested in these characters.
The score definitely helps that out.
The score's so good. Yeah. Like it's just like but I kind of agree with you. It is both a positive and kind of a negative for me that it never like becomes anything more than what it is. You know what I mean? Because I think it fits like very squarely like in its lane, and I'll definitely throw it on to like have a good time. You know what I mean? It's just not anything more than that. You know what I mean? It's just and also I think it's like I don't know, and this is gonna sound weird being from the Midwest. I don't know how personally threatening I find tornadoes to be.
Honestly, in Missouri, they're not that.
Not that bad out here. I mean, you got like Joplin a few years ago, like more kind of the southern areas, but it's almost like I don't know, like I'm just kind of like tornadoes, like all right. I just saw Jurassic Park 3 years ago, and those are fucking scary. Like, but I think in
dinosaurs are more scary than tornadoes. That's funny.
Yeah, I think gun to my head, dinosaurs are more scary than tornadoes.
Things that are biologically no longer allowed to exist are scarier than. Listen, this is my thing with tornadoes is like, I kept saying this all throughout the movie. It's just like, run away. Drive away. Stop going towards the tornado. My review on Letterboxd was something along the lines of like just a bunch of dwarfs doing fucking shit they don't need to do, dude. Stop chasing the tornado.
Most of the movie is kind of them putting themselves in bad situations.
How the fuck am I supposed to care about these characters?
It's a little hard to to sympathize with them. And I'm like,
they're trying to collect data so they can prevent it.
I
see what you mean. They're just get the fuck out of there.
They're still fucking nerds, dude. Doing nerd shit.
I think Philip Seymour Hoffman gives
He's the best.
The performance.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
Best part of this
is it
movie.
Dusty, Rusty? Who is he's
The horny guy.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
The suck zone.
Oh god, I'm so fucking horny. You guys seen that meme?
Yeah.
From Laura Came Polly. Yeah. Oh god, I'm so fucking horny right now.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman and Bill Paxton.
Both of them.
Bill
Yeah.
Paxton, man.
And Bill Paxton is also really good in this too.
Oh yeah.
My thing with this movie, aside from like, I mean, it's a fun joke to be like, it's just a bunch of nerds doing nerd shit. That's pretty much kind of how I like feel about the characters. It's like, drive away, pick a different profession. Like, this is just not.
Yeah.
Like, stop. I can live without this movie. Like I
probably could too.
I could live in a world where this movie just doesn't exist and nothing would be different. Even if it is just like if it were a personal thing, which I understand it maybe. Actually, so I was in middle school, 7th grade, Earth Science. End of the year, they kind of like play something fun. They do like a movie at the end of your school year or something. They played this movie. And
damn, I wish I had watched this in school. It sounds rad as well.
Even then, being the artist,
the motion picture enjoyer,
the auteur that I am. Even then I was just kind of like, some of the CG doesn't fucking age well.
So, I was gonna say so when you were talking about like the film technology in the movie, I think the twisters look great for the time. Like the CG and the technology, you can like go and like look at all the behind the scenes stuff and kind of how like boundary pushing like that was. Yeah. There was that one shot in the beginning of the satellite orbiting her that I almost I had to double take and make sure like something hadn't happened to the TV. It was in 4 pixels at least, and I think like while I respect the ambition.
And it was the 90s.
Sure, where, it is hard to like.
Of all the disaster movies, though, this one does kind of stand tall when it comes to how it looks. I don't mean that in the CGI way.
No.
But it's shot on this crispy 35mm film. Fucking, their colors are saturated.
Things just needed to stop right there. And dude, I'm telling you, movies would look. Imagine John Wick 4 looking like this, dude. Holy shit.
John Wick shot on film?
Dude.
I will put 10 toes down on that film will always look better. Not to say there aren't digital, films that look terrific.
It just looks better.
Film just, it looks better and it feels better. And you know what?
It literally was made for the movies. It just looks better.
Do you know what's great about this movie that kind of ties into that, and I think is one of the things it does better than Twisters, which we'll get to, is the practicality of the set pieces.
Yes.
Just something about seeing like real buildings getting torn up by these things.
A real truck driving through a real house. Like, dude, come on.
That's what it's about, man. And I don't know. It helps kind of. It helps you kind of buy into the intensity and the seriousness. Maybe I need to experience a tornado. I think maybe that's the connectivity I'm missing.
You saw those pictures of me like standing before clouds were spinning above my work. No, I put it in the Boys with Severe Autism group chat. Yes. Yes. Not to leak the group chat.
No, I mean
we all have the 3-person group chat that's like got the absurd name. It's when you are preparing for, if I still have them on my phone, I'll show them to you. When you're preparing for a tornado, it's kind of like, I used to be a big coke addict. I used to love cocaine. And part of the thing about addiction is like, when you've got the goods and you're like preparing to do it, that's part of the high. Okay. Is or when I'm going to the gas station to get my booze, it's like, I'm getting my stuff. But when you're actually doing it, it doesn't really compare to like that satisfaction you get from preparing to the anticipation of it. Okay. It's the same with tornadoes. We were expecting a tornado to hit right next to our building at my work. And it's exhilarating. Yeah, I bet. It's gnarly as fuck. Damn. Not that I've experienced a tornado. I've anticipated a tornado before.
We thought a tornado was going to happen.
Yeah. All that being said, this movie's fine.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know. I wish. I think I don't know. Just I think something about it just didn't quite go like the extra mile for me, and I think also having seen a movie now that I think does do that, which we will get to. I think I don't know, like it's also like
it lacks an X factor.
But I think it's also like that's perfectly fine.
It is okay.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
okay.
And I could totally get. Because I know this is big with, like, the millennial crowd and everything. Like, people who, like, grew up in that time. Like, I could totally get, like, seeing this, like, in a theater. Especially since it kind of has those, like, you know, around here, like, it has those kind of, like, Midwest, like, country roots. Like, seeing characters that would, like, be kind of, like, you know, lower class or whatever. I mean, you know, the whole conflict of the movie being, like, the ragtag rednecks versus the corporate shills. Shout out to fucking, Wesley from... fucking Princess Bride, he's the goddamn... Okay, was his death deserved?
No.
I felt... That felt so unnecessarily mean.
Yeah.
Like,
we gotta get rid of someone.
Because the dude in the driver's seat gets impaled by that fucking beam, and then he just gets sunk. I was like, well, I do not remember him doing anything warranting that.
The stakes in this movie kind of felt the opposite of urgent.
Yeah, and I think that might be the key difference between why I think Twisters. We'll get into it. I know I'm anticipating talking about Twisters because I got some shit to say about Twisters.
For the reason why I think I like it more than you guys, just a little bit more, is because also with the sequel, it has an earnestness to it, if that's even a word.
I think that goes into the, not to cut you off, that Spielbergian kind of
exactly.
thing, where it's just honest. It's just like earnest is the right word for it. It's just...
It has a big heart, and especially the scene that, to me, makes this movie stand out more from the rest. Oh,
the first time he's dropped it on the whole... No way.
My fault to the
My
visual...
fault, gang.
To the people...
You're a G for getting that, though.
Oh, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. But the scene that... Sorry, I lost my train of thought because of the vein.
Sorry.
No. It's coming back to me. The scene that really gets to me, that makes this movie stand out more than the rest, is the scene whenever they go to help that one lady, and the dog, and they're all just standing around her, making sure she's okay. We see that in Twisters as well, but there's just something about that scene of them just wanting to help.
I mean, it's extremely human.
There's
exactly.
there's a down to earthness to it.
Honestly,
humanity.
I feel like it's Bill Paxton. We're never gonna get something or someone like Bill Paxton ever again.
No,
like,
he's one of a kind.
They're just nowadays actors, they come and go, but Bill Paxton, he's forever.
They used to let real dudes star.
Dude,
movies,
and honestly,
so
we'll get to it, but I will argue that there is another actor recently.
You know what?
Who is kind of climbing that which I didn't get at first.
We'll get to that. But I don't know. Anything else to add about the first Twister? I mean,
shout out to the cow.
Shout out! How could we not mention the fucking cow?
Dude.
Literally,
spinning cow.
Literally, anytime you mention this movie, somebody goes, "Hey,
the cow."
I
remember. I love the Dom episode with Maxine, wherever we saw the it is hard to. You can't go to a movie theater and not see the previews for this movie up until this point.
Yeah.
So there's a funny joke where Tom was like, "It's like, I love the cow," and Jordan's like, "Maybe we'll see 2." and then Dom was like, "Maybe we'll see 3."
Oh God. So it reminds me of that meme, like, imagine drinking a cold Dr. Pepper. Heck, imagine drinking 2.
I will say, Twisters reminds me of that tragedy.
Not the Norm Macdonald bit, dog. Not the Norm Macdonald bit, dog.
Yeah,
Kyle, cut it.
That'll bomb. That's fine.
All right, gentlemen, the first Twister. Anything else to add? I think, like, I mean, if you're looking for a dose of that, like, 90s, like...
It's stupid fun.
It's cheesy, but not in, like... It's cheesy, but it is not cringe.
Not even in a way that 90s movies were.
Yeah. Really?
90s disasters movie. I don't even think it was cheesy.
Roland Emmerich wishes he could do this shit.
He could never.
Talking shit.
Roland Emmerich really came through with one banger and then never did anything.
No, 2012 goes hard. 2012 goes fucking hard. Like, it sucks.
I can get that.
I was just about to agree with you. Dude, John Cusack, dude? No, that's when he's driving the limo through fucking downtown LA.
Randy's Donuts?
Yeah, dude, no, it's...
What's that one that The Rock did? That was...
San Andreas.
San Andreas.
Oh, was he
Sure
wearing
is.
like a gray t-shirt and some jeans?
Wishes.
Oh,
Was
but
that-
it's like that other movie where The Rock wears gray t-shirt and jeans.
Jumanji, Jungle Cruise?
No, Skyscraper.
Skyscraper?
It's,
He's in LA. He might as well be in the jungle.
honestly true.
Right, but
Oh man, Twister.
Last thoughts on Twister.
this is the perfect movie to randomly catch on ABC Family when you just flip into the channels, you know? And then your family kind of just like slowly comes to the TV. They all kind of get something to drink, sit down, like, oh,
Harsh
okay.
spits. Harsh
Dude,
spits.
this is the movie for that, and I love that.
What is your rating? What would you give it?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. I was scared you were a 5.
Oh no, 5 are a rarity for me.
He may have had to be belligerent.
Kyle really hyped it up and hyped you up for the love of this movie, and I was scared you were a 5 guy.
Nah. 5s are
I'm comfortable.
Scarce.
Comfortable with that.
3 out of 5. I think it is perfectly serviceable, enjoyable, fun, and like you said, it's got a big heart at the center of it, and I think that really kind of helps bring the whole together. And on top of that, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, as a disaster movie, it works. You know, you got the set pieces are all really entertaining, I think.
Yes, sir. The sincerity is there, and a lot of it didn't work for me. I mentioned a slur many times when me and Jordan were watching it.
I'm sure you did. I don't even remember what you're talking about.
Ghey. I was just like, this movie is gay. It's
spells it out.
but,
yeah, if you catch my drift, like.
But it has that 90s charm. It does remind me sort of a Spielbergian, which I have also called a lot of his stuff gay. But
it's just not your kind of movie.
It's not my kind of movie. With that being said, it is perfectly serviceable. You said it best. Throw it on. The family's like, oh, what are we watching? Twister. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
They're
lock in real
set.
quick.
They're set. It's fine.
And then on the commercial break, your dad's like, I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick.
Yeah.
And he comes back and
comes back perfectly in time when he comes back.
Somehow he had that down like a science. Like, I don't get it.
It's dad knowledge. 2.5. It's cool.
Word.
Cool.
I want to mention the fact that it has a heart and it has that sort of like 90s, thing going for it. Let's get into the next movie. No. I promise. There's a purpose for me bringing that up.
Hey, real quick, can I have my vape back?
Of course. I was gonna wait.
Nikki, the blonde Nikki.
This is our transition into Twisters.
Nikki, the blonde.
Wait, hold on.
I was about to say.
Come on.
Hang on, but.
I got that.
Now
You got
that's a
that.
fucking Twister, baby. Oh my god.
The fucking video watchers are eating.
Yeah, no, that's just one of the special treats you get on our YouTube
Please
channel.
watch our fucking videos.
Oh my god. Twisters.
2024.
Let me run the math real quick. 28 years later? That sound right?
1996.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Good man.
God damn.
Did math faster than I did.
28 years later, we get
And
a
I'm a
sequel
genius.
to the. Would you say the cult hit Twister? Would that be fair?
I think classic.
Classic,
I
cult
think
classic. Yeah.
I would say it's mainstream.
Would you?
The parents. The parents.
The
that were
Midwest
live
classic. It's the Midwest.
There
And
you go,
I
there
think
you go.
that's it because I'm actually not to don't bring the whole thing back to Twister real quick. I'm surprised that it only has like a 67 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like the audience score is like a 52 or something like that. Yeah. No, and it's like based on the way you hear people talk about this movie.
It's a fucking class.
And again, I think that might just be kind of a perspective thing. I think it might just be kind of a hood classic.
We go
in
to
the
Boston,
Midwest.
like, man, fuck Twister.
Fuck Twister. Go Celtics. Like that's how everyone talks in Boston. Flawless. Anyway, Twisters. Now we have the story of. I'll give a little plot rundown for Twisters because I think I do. I think I got this one.
No, I mean.
We have Kate, who is a storm chaser with her crew, and they kind of do a similar job as the ones in the first movie. One day they go out on a storm chase, doesn't go so well, and that kind of affects Kate, and she runs away from that life and says, I don't want anything to do with it, until she is pulled back in by the son from Hamilton, who needs her back for one last chase in order to, so in the last movie they have Dorothy, which is like the drones they use to collect the data on the tornado. In this one, they're kind of expanding off of that. They're like, all right, now that we can get the data, we can use she has this idea for using these chemicals to like, what is it, like it adds moisture to it, and I think it like cools it down to like get rid of the tornado. Tame a tornado, I think is what they say. And so it kind of becomes about, and then Glenn Powell shows up. And then it kind of becomes about, like, her crew's rivalry with his, as they kind of, like...
And he's an influencer, sort of, like, internet guy.
He's very
Jake
much
Paul
like
type beat.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, welcome to this episode.
Very,
David Dobrik of Tornado Chasers.
Yeah.
Chasing tornadoes in the hood.
Live reaction.
Oh, man. Videos with like the big circles in the air, live tornado reaction.
Big guy, yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, then they kind of they got to come together and work for the common goal in order to stop these tornadoes, and it all kind of comes to a head at the end. So
and again, spoilers for Twisters.
No, well,
for
no
the first
spoilers.
half, we're doing just no spot.
Dylan, you've been on how many goddamn episodes now?
I don't know.
Hey, you know what? We might have an opening up soon. You want
you want to replace the third mic?
Yes.
I joke about that. Dude. This is all I have. Please don't joke like that.
Twisters though. What you guys think?
Dude, before we get into, sorry to do the same thing as we did for Twister, but
got a little preface.
Do it.
A big reason why I was really looking forward to this film was because of the director coming in, Lee Isaac Chung.
Yeah.
He directed Minari.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys weren't too huge on Minari.
Never saw
but I watched the movie recently, probably roughly a year ago. And it's one of those movies that I caught kind of late in my film watching experience, but it fundamentally changed my life. And I'm not exaggerating. It really did. That movie is so like personal to me, and I'm sure to so many other, immigrant children. And well, my parents were the immigrants, but the similarities in that movie to my family and so many others just hit so hard. I genuinely cry every time I watch that movie. And to hear that this man was making a sequel to Twisters, I'm like,
you were fired.
I'm in, baby. I'm in.
Fired the fuck up.
I had a hell of a time with this movie. It was a blast from start to finish, and it's just perfect summer blockbuster. And shout out to the one Indian guy who was in the movie for 5 minutes. Rajiv.
God, that's the representation you've been looking for.
We gotta say the actor's name for the.
Let's see. What's his name?
I can't even remember.
What's his name? Nick Dodani.
Hell yeah.
Respect, man.
Shouts out.
Word up.
Big king.
I knew Lee Isaac Chung's name. I never bothered to look up what else he had done. That's really cool though.
Minari's the big one, yeah.
I liked Minari when it I haven't seen it since it first came out, but I remember that being really good. Stephen Yeun.
It's actually you're not the first person that I've heard say that about that movie. Where it's like it's just really like it's really fucking heartfelt for immigrant families. I mean, especially in where we are, which nice try. I've heard that it's really fucking touching to immigrant families pulling into like more Midwestern
exactly. That's honestly like my parents came. Not to make this like a therapy session,
no.
but my parents came.
This is the Minari episode.
They came here in the mid '90s. The movie takes place in the mid '80s. They came here to start a life and try to, a better life for their children, and that's exactly what my parents did too. So it's like. It was a little scary watching the movie, and also my grandma came to the States after I was born. The grandma.
Literally the plot of
I'm like, whoa, dude! I was looking for cameras.
Lee Isaac Chung actually put you in like a Truman Show. Oh, beat me by 1 second.
Honestly, the first 5 minutes of the movie, it's just of the kid looking out the window with that beautiful score. I remember pausing that movie, just thinking like, if this movie can keep this up for 2 hours, like. It's over, baby.
Yeah.
And he did exactly that, and I have nothing but respect for this man. And
it's beautiful.
Like no matter, even if this movie Twisters was shit, I would have been. I would have been in, man. I would have been in. But sorry to steal.
If there are no members of the Lee Isaac Chung army check on you, it means you're dead. Is what you're saying?
That's just number one, dude. He's the guy.
But luckily, Twisters does not suck. I thought this was pretty fucking good. I thought this was kind of shredded. And I think, so, I feel like we'd be remiss if we did not mention the nature of our theatrical experience.
God damn it. Yeah.
So, the whole time, right to my right were these two shithead ass
kids.
white boys.
Kids.
Like
children.
Tween, like jet skibbity toilet.
No older than 15.
Like, no. They
I'm
were,
so sorry.
And they talked
the whole time.
The whole
time?
goddamn time. The minute they came to sit down next to me and their mom was there and said, all right, this is your seats. I'll be right behind you in H8. I was like, you're leaving them?
There's a mom?
Yeah.
No.
Could have fucking fooled me.
No, dude, and she just left them there and like went to go sit in the back of the theater and they just got in the whole time they were like, skibbity twister, like just.
What kind of shit were they saying? Because I could only hear their vocal register.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the words. What kind of shit are we talking?
I think the word skibbity twister came out of one of their mouths. I'm not joking, dude. That was it. The whole time.
I mean, we have a movie podcast, and I'm as big of a nihilist as they come. Like, I genuinely think our society is gonna, like, we don't have 20 years left on this planet. I mean, God forbid the generation before mine, or ahead of mine, is, like, gonna leave this planet. Yeah, no more than 20 years. We have yet to really run into, like, a fucked up, at least since Cinema Shakedown 2.0, we have yet to run into a really awful theater experience. Dog, it was bad.
I'm so sorry.
Like,
dude.
they were children. It was children.
And that's the thing, like, you can't say anything to them because they're kids and they're not your kids, so it's like, and the whole, like, I'm just like, am I guess gonna be a problem if I just turn and be like, hey, shut the fuck up right now? Like,
honestly,
I feel like that definitely.
Probably, like, next time, I think, just get, like, a scary mask and, like, hey, kids.
To be fair, I had a little bit of my own moment, which is also a first time. So, terribly nicotine addicted. I've turned to cigarettes recently. I used to vape, like, I started when I was like 15. So I chief off this guy. You saw it on the pod today, fellas. I hit this guy's vape, and I half a fucking whiskey sour down. It wasn't even like hammered or anything. I hit this guy's vape, and I just
Not even thinking.
Thought I was at home, and I just.
Luckily, I think it was during a tornado scene, so I think it kind of that's the 4DX experience right there.
We had like a 50-year-old guy next to me who I'm expecting to be like, he like looks to the right and he's like, I was expecting that. After the movie was over, I turned to the guy and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry about that. I like it. And he was like, oh, I didn't even recognize or see it. And I was like,
oh man.
But other than the theater experience, in terms of the people there, movie of the summer probably for like, especially for like normies and shit like that.
As of right now, yeah,
it's gonna be. I mean, this
movie's it made $80 million this weekend. First weekend. This thing's about to make $1 billion. I think
I'm for real thinking that.
I think it topped Dune Part 2, and it's about like opened like 100K shy of like Oppenheimer.
I mean,
like
so. Let's start getting into it, but let me just say, I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, wow.
Don't care to, but I may one day.
Goes hard. From
everybody I've heard, that's what they say.
Aside from the military propaganda.
There was a woman that I knew, 2 women that I knew, they saw it 6 times in a week in a theater for the shirtless Miles Teller and all that.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
You get a bit of that in Twisters a little bit.
And
not enough.
No, if you ask me, you're right.
And I didn't see Anyone But You, and I haven't seen Hitman. So Glenn Powell, all these people talking about him, I was just like,
just kind of not even on the radar.
He looks like a Tibetan fox. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? He's got that weird triangle smile. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
I see this movie. You know what? I'm in.
You've been introduced to the movie star that is Glenn Powell.
Yeah. He's the guy.
And I assume that's who you were talking about earlier. Is this kind of an heir apparent to the Bill Paxton type of leading man?
What we have with Bill Paxton is Aliens, Twister.
Nightcrawler.
Wait, what?
He was a Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Holy fuck, he was. He was the other.
He got sabotaged.
CCTV.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Forgot about that.
Guys, how can we forget about Tombstone? That's like, come on.
I haven't seen it.
We gotta watch Tombstone sometime. It's fucking Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and Bill Paxton, and Sam Elliott in a Western.
So,
like, it's the shit.
The thing about Bill Paxton is we have, similar to Heath Ledger, is we have his career in retrospect. He's dead. We are able to go certified legend. Glenn Powell, we're still watching turn out, and just in the last 2 years, it's crazy what this guy is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you're right. He is sort of this X Factor actor that
I think he channels that kind of like in a society that has grown, let's say, weary of the Hollywood elite. I think he channels kind of like a more
the safe,
folksy, kind of earthy, you know, kind of leading man that you can really kind of more like he's handsome, but he's not like, you know, he's not like beautiful. You know, like he I think he makes for a really good everyman protagonist, 100%. Yeah. Like he really channels that well, and I think that is to like the biggest effect here.
Oh yeah.
Especially even though like his character is kind of like a bit of a douchebag at first, you know, with like his influencer shit, and kind of goes
Jake
a little.
Paul's a really good comparison.
Goes a little crazy with the Stapleton on his fucking on his lifted F-150 stereo, you know.
Soundtrack, in retrospect, I wasn't with it during it. Kind of fucking bangs.
Oh yeah.
Kind of fucking rips.
I saw a comment that really put this movie into perspective, and when I say this, I mean it entirely complimentary. This is a horse girl movie, except the horse is a tornado. And I think that really like encapsulates the spirit of it. Again, it has that kind of earnestness that the first one has. I even think it may even do it better. I think what this movie definitely does as a step up is it raises the stakes in a much in like an organic and believable way that doesn't feel forced. Like in like getting to the climax of this movie, you know, obviously spoiler free right now, but just kind of the way, I don't know, like they build up the sense of community throughout the whole film, and then obviously when the stakes of the climax are presented, you are really he can tell you, I sat forward, I locked in, like I was ready for them to kill
like
this
in Maverick when that one guy's like.
God, you gotta watch Maverick, dude. Next 4th of July, we'll save it.
No, but I'm totally with you. I really love the chemistry that Glenn Powell has with Daisy Edgar Jones' character. Even though Daisy Edgar Jones, she's alright in the movie, but really? I feel like she shines with Glenn Powell, but when she's solo, I feel like the movie, it's okay. Like her performance is okay, but when she's with Glenn Powell, they both elevate each other, in my opinion.
Similar to Glenn Powell, have yet to have like a Daisy Edgar Jones introduction that I was like, oh, she's an it girl, she's happening right now. Normal People, I'm a big Paul Mescal fan. Normal People is one that's on my list.
Kind of dressed like Paul Mescal right now.
In what way?
The white t-shirt
and the blue nylon pants.
Yeah, no, that's a very Paul Mescal fit.
Paul Mescal shit. Okay, I mean that's the biggest compliment. But I fell in love with Daisy Edgar Jones in this movie. She's the prettiest girl in the world as of right now. Stella Barry is number 2, but my anal princess will soon climb up to number 1.
Okay.
In a matter of time.
Yeah,
it'll just be a thing of like, oh wait, no, she's number 1.
Depends on the day.
I thought she was good. I thought she was really good. I hated everybody in her crew. I thought they were all terrible actors. Or at least, okay, this is my big thing about Twisters. The first 2 acts of this movie, you mentioned the earnestness that the first one had, gone, in my opinion. It absolutely did not have it. It felt way too, it had that weird quippy dialogue that like Marvel movies have, of just like,
Guys, the tornado's right behind
me. He's right behind me. And it's just
it's right behind me.
I don't know if it's the writing. I don't think it's the direction. The direction in this movie is really good. There's clearly a vision for it. Yeah. I think the writing and performances for me fucking suck for the first 2 acts of this movie. I thought even when Glenn Powell got introduced, although I like the Dominic kid from Nope.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He kind of plays the Philip Seymour Hoffman
100%
role in this.
Everybody else in his crew was cringe as fuck. The girl with the fucking... What's the
The braids?
The braids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what the political
term
was. I thought she was cringe as fuck. I thought just the dialogue and the energy of the whole film was super cringe. It was super, like, corporate, if that doesn't sound fucking, like, weird to say. Do you get what I mean? Marvel League.
Modernized. Like, it feels like a modern blockbuster.
Okay.
Like,
and then there's this third act of the movie that just fucking rips it for me. Like, in a good way. I love the third act of this movie.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Maverick, bringing that up a bit. In the credits, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a story credit from Joseph Kosinski, who's the writer-director of Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
I just put two and two together.
Was it a specific credit?
It just said story.
Yeah, I'm sure he touched the script up or something like that.
But I feel it sucks that I wish you've seen Maverick because I do get a similar vibe.
I think that is certainly the biggest point of comparison in terms of like a sequel like 20 years removed.
It's just like a little remix, but like add a little bit of juice. It's
got that same heart.
Right? I think I'm not quite to your extent, but I am kind of in the same boat where I think this movie gets better as it goes. Mm-hmm. My issue with the way it opened is it just opened exactly like the first movie, where it's just you show a flashback of our protagonist's like tragic backstory, why they're doing what, like obviously like you said, a little remix to it, but I think add
a little bit of color in there, if you know what I mean.
As as it started to once the movie like gets going, like I think Glenn Powell showing up is kind of the moment where the thing kind of starts to roll a little bit, and once it starts differentiating itself from the first one in terms of like what it's trying to do, and I think this one makes a more conceited effort to be a disaster movie in the truest sense of the word. You know what I mean? Like I think this one it just feels a little more like life-threatening.
The horror of it really comes through with the reactions of the ordinary normal people and like the rodeo sequence.
I was just about to say I kind of want to get into spoilers because I want to mention that sequence specifically.
Before we get into spoilers, shout out to Anthony Ramos, the third lead of the movie.
Yes,
I thought he did a great job.
He's good. I wish. Oh man, I wish that character had a little more to do.
Me too.
Like I think he does good with what he's doing.
Oh, the guy who
he's the guy from Hamilton.
He's super smart.
Yeah, but he's the guy who
corporate, who sold out, I guess. Yeah.
No, he's good in this. He's a really charming dude. Did you see Transformers: Rise of the Beasts?
I did not.
He's also in that.
I did not.
That's all I have to say about Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Let's do spoilers.
Do we usually give our ratings and then go into spoilers? Is that what we do?
Jordan,
No, I forgot. I was.
That's my bad.
This is what we.
I could be a super fan, so absolutely. But
let's ask our super fan. I'm gonna give this one a very solid 3.5, but I think it could absolutely get to a 4 if I watch it without snot-nosed little brats yelling brain rot the whole time. Yeah. I think that I would be remiss if I didn't mention that probably hampered the experience a little bit.
My God, I would look to the right because I was sitting on the left, and I would look to the right, and he was just
I was really trying to lock
full Homelander on these kids.
The ringing in my ears, fucking. Oh God, I wish I had laser vision. I would never abuse that. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a really solid 3.5.
What you got, Harsh?
I'm gonna go with. I'm going to say 4.2, but just for the hell of it, I'm going to round it up to a 4.5.
Come on, I was about to say, we don't do 0.2, fucking
no half measures here.
We don't do that
in between a 4 and 4.5, it's just a great time in the theater.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad that you guys had a rough theater experience, because
I
felt fortunate. I was in like a crowd that was just super into it, and we were all just kind of with the movie, but...
I will say seeing it with a packed house was pretty cool.
That was the first... The last packed house I had was a fan screening for Dune Part 2, and that was full. Since then, and that was like a week before the movie came out, which was like super fucking cool. Since then, I haven't had like a real full house. That was cool as fuck. Unfortunately, what comes with that is
annoying kids, but
children. 4.5.
Yeah, we'll just say 4.5.
What'd you do on Letterboxd?
I think either 4. I think 4.5.
4.5. Fuck yeah. 3.
Yeah, fair.
I liked it more than the first one. We mentioned when Glenn Powell gets on screen. That wasn't enough for me. That was not enough for it. I thought again, his crew was corny to me. I thought the way that they portrayed the YouTube stuff. Why do we still not have the like? The way they portrayed the live stream, it's in 60 frames.
Yeah.
And it's got that live overlay, and it's in like a wide angle lens. It's just like, hey, that's not what those look. Why do we still not have that down?
It's the same way Hollywood has no idea what the fuck a video game is. Have you seen Free Guy?
Yes.
No, I do not want to see Free Guy.
They don't understand VR.
It's
but what they
classic.
the Sean Levy classic. And big ups to Deadpool and Wolverine next week.
Free Guy?
Sean Levy? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
He's Batman. Listen, Real Steel?
He did.
Free Guy.
He did do a lot of Stranger Things,
like
but
he also did I know he did the first Night at the Museum.
Oh.
Don't know if he did the sequels.
Also good. When this movie really activated for me, the barn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the middle school project scene, that was
with Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell actually. By the way, I mean, did they follow her to her house for that? Because where the fuck did he pop up?
I think he said he called a few numbers or something.
Yeah, he said he just like put like someone told him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I remember seeing him like walk up into the barn. I was like, "What the fuck did you come?"
That's the power of true love.
Early in the movie, she's like, "I live like 3.5 hours away."
It's that scene which, if someone who was sober during watching that movie could do a better job explaining. Yes, Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones.
That's the moment where their rivalry kind of dissipates and they kind of realize they have like a common goal.
Fighting on the same side.
Yeah.
He's just like Jake Paul. He's not just a YouTuber. He is actually kind of talented at what he does.
We find out he's a meteorologist, but like he's closeted because he doesn't want to come off as a nerd to his redneck buddies. Like,
but he knows what he's talking about, and it's like the walls drop, and that's when this movie takes on this really like, I don't want to say honest. In a weird way, more than the first one, it's like more Spielbergian because it's just truly like these people are together and now they're going through. It's a Spielberg second act.
Well, I think that's all because that's when like the stakes and the goal really become clear.
Yeah.
Like where we're going is we're like beelining right to it now because I would say like. Again, I think the movie starts kind of, and then like the second act, like you can watch all the pieces actively fall into place, getting you to that scene. I think where I really locked in with this was the rodeo. The rodeo.
Oh
sequence.
Yeah, me too.
That was the first time in either of these movies I genuinely felt scared of one of these tornadoes. There's like the first shot you see it it's nighttime, so it's
the flash of lightning.
It's completely black in the background, and you can't even see it coming. Mm-hmm. Like something about the way that was captured. Like I was like, ooh, all right, I'm in here. And then when they're in the drain pipe in the pool or whatever,
that was
that was
dumbass. Like, I can make it.
The dude the fucking asshole in the car. Bro, can I get a refund? Like I'm like, this dude's dead.
He deserved the suck zone.
No, for real, yeah.
The suck zone. Listen, I've seen a lot of disastrous movies. I know if anyone is an asshole to any character, even a little bit, they're dead fucking meat.
Yeah.
Which,
good riddance.
No, but I think that was the moment it kind of like leveled up for me a little bit, and I was kind of like, ooh, okay.
I think I'm with you on that because that's about the like second half mark of the movie, and I was still kind of like on the fence. It's, because after that scene it cuts.
I think the barn pretty much happens like right after that.
Well, yeah, that's when he follows her or goes back to her house, and you have the aftermath scene which is pretty good. So yeah, I think the second half of this movie really works for me. The first half I'm really
takes a little bit to get going, but
I'm actively against the first half.
What do you guys think of the subplot of like the contractor guy trying to get the land from the people?
I think that kind of ties in with Anthony Ramos not getting enough to do. I think that whole plot line is a little undercooked. Like I felt like
I wish there was more of that.
Well, at the very least, I wish the guy had gotten some sort of comeuppance.
Yeah,
in the end, like have him suck up into a tornado. Like that would have been. I think at least that would have been like. I think that's the problem with it, is it doesn't really get resolved other than him leaving.
Him coming to his senses, saying like,
puts a bunch of mud on New Superman, and then flies off. Which, by the way,
hunk material, dude.
He
needs to buff up a little bit. Hunk material.
No, that is himbo of the year in the making.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I cut you off when you.
No, I was just gonna say, like, as a Man of Steel fan, I don't know if we've talked about. Yeah, but we don't have to talk about that right now. But I'll
just bygones be bygones. That's all I gotta say.
You know what?
Nothing
but that is.
Oh, like nothing but. I hope nothing for the best. I'm not gonna watch it. Like, nothing for the best. Nothing for the best.
No, listen, that's character growth. That's like the end of an arc here.
I saw the guy, and I was like, Superman material for sure. When he reminded me, because he whispered to me.
No, literally, I was like, who the fuck is Superman?
I was like, oh no shit.
He was also in Pearl.
Yeah, he's the guy who gets stabbed with the fucking pitchfork. Yeah.
The fire tornado was pretty fucking sick.
Oh yeah.
The last like 15 minutes of this movie are fucking
in the movie theater. Oh yeah, I was going fucking ape shit, dude.
We saw this in Dolby too, so the seats are like rumbling and shit. No, I think the whole last act. So the whole thing, they've been trying to like use these chemicals to like dissipate the tornado. Things keep going wrong for them this whole movie, and then finally for this like last act, this tornado is headed to the town of El Reno, and it's this whole entire town is about to be swallowed by this F5. But like, man, when you are in the shit, just the rain and wind and like trucks and like water towers and shit, like that is, I don't know, like I think this movie really captures like an intensity that I think not to compare it to the first one, but I think is just kind of lacking there. Like this really like amplifies that kind of like
the highest the stakes have been between these two movies. Yeah. I mean, and you really fucking feel it if you're in a theater. That's my main takeaway. If you're in if you're going to see this movie, see it in a fucking theater.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, Dolby.
That's what it's made for.
Like. It's absolutely made for the movies. If you're a pretentious hack fuck like me, you'll fucking go. First half of this movie fucking sucks. and then
that is what he said.
And then by the second half, you'll go like, oh.
No, eventually this movie's like even the coldest of hearts can be melted away by this just the sheer awesomeness. And like when she not to cut you off, but when Kate Daisy Edgar Jones runs into the truck. And so like that was like the scene in Nope where Daniel Kaluuya's riding on the horse, and like I was locked the fuck in for that.
I love how both of these characters are like Storm from X-Men. They just know I know it because of this and that. It's like they just have like a sixth sense that like
they do the fucking Michael Bay shit just got real shot from Bad Boys 2 in like 2 distinct times in this movie, and I think both times it's when they're like sensing a tornado is coming.
It starts from the back of here, and then it turns over to here. And then
the first one's when she's like letting the dandelions go, and I lean over to her and I go, "Shit just got real." Yeah.
Goats only pick it from goats, dude. That's all I gotta say.
I think this movie, complimentary, is kind of Michael Bay coded in terms of the colorful cast of like all these like different like characters and everything, and kind of how it has that like. That almost like approachability, like it feels like, you know, drinking beers with your dad on like a summer afternoon. Was it your review where you said it felt like Six Flags on like a Friday night or something like that?
Dude,
it is like it is a carnival at the like the most complimentary way I can put it.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
I mean it's like it's what we've. It's the reason why it's going to be the movie of the summer is because it's a fucking movie that came out in the summer that is like, it
just makes you feel good.
It's a movie that
you turn your brain off, you go in,
and say what you will, personal preference wise, but at least at least something that could have very easily just been like
dog shit,
a cash grab for like brand
every
IP
time
recognition.
that movie's trailer would come up on like the previews and stuff like that, me and Jordan always went like, it's gonna be fine.
I am man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I was definitely on the Twisters train for a little bit. I thought it looked great because I hadn't seen the first one, and I was like, who the fuck is asking for this? Yeah. Like Twisters, and you know what? I was proven wrong.
I think Chung had the vision, man.
He did.
He had the vision. He had the vision.
Cool. He was goated with the sauce, undoubtedly, as the kids beside me in the theater I'm sure would say.
God damn it! Please don't try to relate to those fucking nerds.
But yeah, Twisters, movie of the summer so far.
I
I
mean,
would say like
it's
it's title to lose right now, I think.
If you are a Vincent Gallo fan, you will not like this movie. If you consider yourself someone who only likes good movies, you're going to keep yourself from liking this movie.
If you have a Criterion Collection subscription, don't watch this shit.
I'm debating it. That's not. If you're the kind of guy who's so far up his own ass who thinks you only like good movies.
If 3 of your top 5 movies are directed by Paul Thomas Anderson,
Ingmar
you will not like this movie.
No. He's a star.
God,
He's the future.
2 Pearl references in an episode, dude. Like, we're fucking cooking.
Paul Thomas Anderson. Stop. Never mind. We'll leave it at Vincent Gallo. Vincent Gallo can be our he's the stereotype.
I can see your pupils dilate
I
for a second,
don't fucking
like
play
a
with
shark
me. Don't
smelling
fucking
blood in
play
the
with
water.
me.
I can see it for a second. Just roll it in the
Don't you fucking play with me, dude. PTA is our king. This movie is good, just not good enough for me.
I thought it was the shit. I don't know.
And if you are a cool person who is level-headed and not mentally ill, you will also think it's the shit.
I think this just spoke to my inner redneck too, being from you're from St. Louis, right? I think like this.
We're Texas boys.
Yeah, but it's deep down, we're Oklahoma boys.
Country boys.
I probably should have said this earlier, but a lot of the aesthetics, the Midwest aesthetics, and I mean we're all filmmakers here. It's kind of what I try to go for in my own art. So I naturally gravitate towards Twisters.
Ever seen Buffalo 66? By the way,
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I have about this movie.
I have to plug it.
Okay.
I have to plug it.
I mean, do you see the poster behind him?
It takes place in Buffalo, which is like the St. Charles of New York. Why should I have said that?
I don't know.
No one's gonna try.
I know what's gonna know.
I have the fake going.
St. Charles where?
Illinois.
Buffalo 66. Did they mention the Bills?
We'll watch that. We'll watch it.
Yeah.
As a football fan, there's a lot for you to.
Oh, okay.
I promise you. I promise you'll like that movie.
Listen, pick a day.
Hey, watch that movie. You'll love it. I promise you'll love it. If that's your aesthetic of the sort of suburban outside of the city, dude, I watch it.
I'm gonna add it to my watch list.
That's the biggest takeaway from Twisters as well.
Yeah,
Buffalo 66. Yeah.
How does it always come back to Buffalo 66?
Because you invited me as a third mic on the spot.
You're so right. One day I'm gonna show you more than 5 movies, dude. One of these days.
I'll say the same to you. No, cool. Hey, what's because Kyle isn't. I mean, Kyle is here, but he's in brown face.
He's always
sorry.
Pick your own adventure.
What, Kyle? I
didn't hear you, brother. Anyway, shut up, Kyle.
Beating him with a fucking cattle
ruining
prod.
the show. What do we have next?
I think that's the show, guys. I'm pretty.
I'm talking to
next movie. I thought you meant I got nothing for you, dude. That's all I know.
Twisters 3.
Twisterer. What's next? I think it's the Deadpool movies next, brother. Which you are not gonna have a good time with.
All right.
Shout out to Brian Singer.
Do we have to do all 3 of those?
Yeah, sure do. You're looking.
And that's the episode. We're not doing any.
No, just the 3 Deadpools.
I can live with that. I was about to say Wolverines and shit.
Well, I was gonna say maybe Logan if we have the time.
I'm down, but Logan's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we're not gonna watch fucking X-Men Origins.
No Brian Singer classics.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay, a little tangent here. Brian Singer, fuck him. He's
Yeah, but we're a monster.
But if it X-Men 2 X2 X-Men United,
it's so good.
That's your shit.
I haven't seen it since I learned about the whole thing, but dude,
it holds up. Unfortunately,
dude, I just sometimes I'm like, fuck it, art, separate the art from the artist, but then I'm like, God, it's like. I mean,
Kevin Spacey was one of the best actors.
Still is.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything. I don't know. Maybe
legacy-wise, he's one of the
best. For
best
a time, he was the best. He was one of the best actors working, and he was also a monster. You know what I mean? You just sometimes you just gotta like.
Please, when you watch Buffalo '66, don't ever look up what Vincent Gallo did.
Okay.
Don't ever look him up.
Ignorance is bliss. So
100. You know what? That's a good way to look at it, I think.
So when's Ezra Miller's next movie?
I don't think. Brother, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think the Flash 2 is happening.
No. I'm surprised the first one came out.
I don't know if that's on the docket. Did you see the Flash?
Fuck no.
That was good, honestly.
No.
Like that shit sucked.
Oh, I thought you said good. I was like, there's no fucking.
No. Good. You didn't see it. That shit was.
Okay,
That shit was
yeah.
booty cheeks. Cool. Awful. The meme of him putting the baby in the microwave is pretty funny.
I did see that.
Anyway, that's the show.
That's the show, folks.
Next week we got the Deadpool movies. Harsh, thank you so much for coming on here.
Please
Kyle and Brownface.
Yeah,
my bad.
Kyle
Thank you
and
so much,
Brownface.
Kyle. Thank you so much for doing Brownface for this episode.
Let me guys know if you want me to do this for the Halloween episode. This is just kind of like a test, a demo.
Let us know which Kyle you prefer.
We'll throw up a poll, Instagram stories, and we want to hear from you, the fans.
The fans. No, dude, come on whenever you fucking want to.
It was a pleasure to being on. I always love coming onto the show, and I listen to it every week. And then
it's better with you on it, 100%.
Awesome.
Instead of Kyle.
Shit. Plugs, I guess. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at J_Dennis99 or on Letterboxd at my name, Jordan Dennis.
You can follow me on Instagram at Harsh Jaswal, just without the vowels, and then at Letterboxd with just Harsh. So.
And you can leave me the fuck alone if you find me on Grindr. Also, leave me the fuck alone.
Don't ask, don't tell, baby.
You can follow me on Letterboxd at The Slope God, and also on Instagram at The Slope God. Love you.